Hi, welcome to my solo podcast. I'm Fumide. Today, I want to share something really deep about me. Uh, it's a reality podcast, all right? So, yes, why not? Growing up as a child, I used to crave for love, for attention, for care. Um, it was more like I was all by myself growing up. I never spoke out. I never told anyone what I was going through. I'm just not used to telling people to come to save me, come to my aid. I'd always looked for a way myself to get out of trouble. As a child, my dad told me something. Don't think anyone is coming to save you. All right. Don't have the mentality that I'm in this mess. My dad is there for me. My mom is there for me, or my siblings are there for me. No, the first intuition you should have of yourself is that I have myself. All right. So I'd always carried myself as such that, oh, the only person I have in this world is myself. After all, I only have myself, to be honest. All right. So I've always lived my life that way. I never spoke out. I never requested for help. In fact, if you were kind to me some 20 years ago, some 15 years ago, I would be irritated. Like, sorry, why are you being kind to me? What you want? Like, I saw kindness as something that never existed. Was I kind to people? Yes, I was extremely kind to people. I love spending time at my friend's place. There's Christmas party, I'm there. There's Salah breaks, I'm there. There's this party in the house, I'm there. I'm always that's the kind child, but I never knew that people were supposed to be kind to me, you know. And I lived like that for so many years, and many people had things to say about me being secretive. Totally understand where they're coming from. A problem shared is a problem solved, right? However, over the years, I have learned that whatever it is you deal with by yourself is like the best you can actually even do for yourself. Whatever it is you deal with alone can never frustrate you, can never kill you, can never make you depressed. I'll give you an example. Growing up, I never knew how to make good meals. I would make food. People would not want to eat my food. And it kept on going on like that for so many years. I tried to upskill, but I just didn't pay attention to certain things about cooking. I never loved cooking, maybe because of some drama here and there in the kitchen with my mom. So maybe sometimes I just didn't pay attention to how to cook, and it kept on going like that. So a particular day, I just had to call myself that, okay, sorry, why are people even saying your food is bad? This. I had to sit myself down and I told myself the truth. You have not been paying attention to how to make good food. I spoke to myself like anyone would um criticize me, and I told myself right there and then that I was going to improve my cooking. I took time to be watching videos. At the time there was really no videos I could make, but I would ask my friends, how do you make this? How do you make that? I'm sure some of them will remember. I would be in the kitchen when maybe with private I visited their house. I would go to their kitchen, watch what they were doing at the time, and I was able to upskill. All right. And I think that changed everything for me. The moment I started cooking and people were eating it and were telling me that this is nice, I my confidence ran from 0 to 150%. And ever since then, as a child, I've always carried myself with so much respect. Right from secondary school, primary school, I wasn't really a confident child because a lot of things were wrong with me at the time. Um, when I got to secondary school, when I started cooking, so many things changed for me because I could talk to myself and I listened to myself and I did it and I saw there was result. And I thought to myself, oh, I can actually do whatever it is I put my mind to, all right? And fast forwarded to when I was in uni, um, a lot of people also said, Moinola is not serious. I wasn't paying attention to my academics and all of that. There's this course I was struggling with, and I have asked my friends, please teach me how to. It was calculation at the time. I never liked calculations, right? So I asked for help, but the help wasn't forthcoming. They would give excuses like they have tutorials, sorry, they don't understand the question as well. So I told myself one particular day in the hostel that Uniola, you can actually figure this out by yourself. So I went to an empty classroom. I sat down with the books. I told myself, let me understand this calculation. Let me even know how it's been done. Honestly, I did that for hours and I figured it out. And when the result came out, I think I had a B or A in that course. It was a borrowed course from business management or business admin or something, I can't remember. However, I was able to crack it on my own, right? There are times I would be in a situation, it would look really difficult, but I would tell myself that, look, this is not the end of it. This is not the end of it, all right? And the moment I told myself that, there's this thing that comes on me, like that spirit to be like, you, right? So, for example, Peju Ogunmola recently lost her son, her only son. And some days back, I saw a video of her saying that she's back to the stage. She now wants to do what she really loves to do and all of that because her son would want her to do that. She was smiling. She was happy. What she went through, the worst thing that could ever happen to a parent. All right. But she did go through that. She went through that phase of pain, anguish. She must have cried her eyes out. She must have given up on God. That phase would have been like hell on earth for her. However, she passed through it and she spoke to herself. See, look, your son would want you to be better. Not like because your son passed. She had to talk to herself like, now is the time for me to move on. Not that you are going through the most terrible phase of your life and it's people that are telling you to come out of it. It is usually very hard for people to talk you out of something you are not ready to be talked out of. Do you understand? And when I saw a video, I said, you, this is it. Whatever you are going through, so far you have that positive mindset, you have that joy, you have that everything. Things happen on a daily basis. People die, people fall sick, people lose their jobs. But staying depressed, staying unhappy is not good for you. This is one thing that I want you to learn from me. All right. I am not forcing anyone to be strong when they feel weak. It is okay to be weak. What I am saying is that after going through that phase of being weak, being depressed, being this, don't give up on life. Gain, regain your strength. Tell yourself you're strong, you're capable of coming out stronger. A lot of people will say this is it's just strictly motivational speech. You are living in denial. You're not telling yourself the truth. No, most people win battles by telling themselves, I am a victor. I am coming out of this stronger. A lot of people have survived so many things just because they told themselves they could do it. Do you remember that exam you wanted to write that time? But because you told yourself, I'm going to pass this exam, you never doubted yourself. Did you not come out in flying colors? Think about the things that you've told yourself you were going to do and you did it eventually versus things people told you to do. And so one thing I want you to know is you have to find your inner voice. Talk to yourself. You are going through marital crisis, talk to yourself. You are going through loss of something, property, child, anything. Talk to yourself. At the end of the day, we are all humans. We have emotions, we have feelings. Yes. Do I cry? Oh goodness. I cry. In fact, crying for me is like catapulting me to the next stage. If I cry over anything, just give me like 1 hour. Let me cry. Please let me cry. Once I'm done crying, you can't move mountains again. I won't be worried over that issue. But let me cry. However, some people don't see crying as helpful. They also have their own way of coping with stuff, which is fine. But find out what is that way that is best for you to grieve. And then once you are done grieving, come out of it. So as a child, as a girl child, a lot of people try to molest me as a child. Um, Thankfully enough, I've always had this voice, even though I wasn't really confident as at that time, but I was able to do certain things that I am really proud of now. I did things that I regret. Oh, a lot of them. But losing myself is not part of them. It's not part of it at all. I have always carried myself with so much joy, respect, and esteem. My self-esteem is on on a 500%. This video is strictly for women, for the girl child. Whatever you are going through, ask for help. There are kind people out there. There are a lot of kind people. Don't give up on kindness, and don't think kindness is something you don't deserve. Because recently a lot of people have been kind to me. I cried that, oh, so they are still kind people. So I deserve kindness. Because I never thought people are supposed to be kind to me. I never knew. But because of the way I've treated people in the past, I believe, the way I treat people, the way I relate with people, people tend to see me as, no, this is a good friend. Let us stand in gap for her now. And I truly appreciate everyone that has been kind to me. And for people that have been unkind, I'm not going to say negative prayers. I would only say that may God meet you at the point where you understand what kindness is. You know, I want God to be able to convince you himself, and it involves you going through certain things and just saying certain things to appreciate kindness. I think that's all I would just say, all right? But thank you. And making a video like this, being behind the camera is something that also lifts my spirit. I love to be behind the camera. I love to talk. As a child, I've always been this way. I remember my class teacher way back in secondary school would always write in my report sheet, Winola is too forward. Winola is forward. She's everywhere. But I mean, I love being everywhere. I own everywhere like it is mine. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry about that actually. The kind of person that I am, I love to be somewhere and you would definitely know I'm there. I am not a loud person, but my charisma, my composure, my courage, everything about me will tell you that this is a valuable person. I know that for a fact. And also, I would say that people should always think about other people. You know, uh, for example, today might be the day I got my dream car, and today might also be the day somebody's miscarriage happened. Today might be a day somebody's son traveled abroad. So people celebrate things differently. People don't see traveling abroad as something you should celebrate. Other people would see that as an achievement. People who don't celebrate the birth of a baby girl, whereas other people are praying to have any child at all. Don't invalidate anybody's um celebration or whatever. I don't know how to explain that. Because you have 50 handbags and somebody is celebrating buying one handbag, you shouldn't invalidate that person like, sorry, why is it bag that I bought 50 years ago that you're just celebrating? No, don't do that. Don't push people into depression. Don't push people into pressure. Just make life easy. Is it not this life? Is this not the same life you're both living? This life that nothing is promised. I would urge you to be kind. I don't know, but I've always preached kindness, even without saying a word from 20, 25 years ago. My attitude, my words have always been kind words. Nobody, I'm still saying it, nobody on earth would come to me face to face and say that I was unkind to them. If Winola is unkind to you, oh goodness, you have done something to deserve it. Honestly. If I have been unkind to you, please just drop it in the comment section. Let me know what I have done or what I did to you that you consider unkind. I want to know, I want to remember because I do not have any record of being unkind to anyone. Even days where I feel so low, I feel I don't have any motivation, I'll still motivate people. Many of my friends who don't even know this, there are times I would give out clothes, shoes, bags. I do not have these things. But because I see that this person is struggling more than I am, I would give it out. And I think that's why God has been kind to me. He has brought some kind people into my life also. And I think one thing I would always tell my children is that make a world a kind place. Let people live, let people live with you or around you and appreciate humans. The world is slowly turning into something else. And it's sad because we are all fighting for what is ours. For example, you don't care if your neighbor has eaten, you don't care if your neighbor does not have a good car, you don't care if your neighbor's children are going to school. I understand you don't have the capacity to support them, but your words can actually lift somebody's soul. For me, words of affirmation works magic in my life. Like if I'm depressed and I'm trying to figure it out, and you just spoke a word to me, you know, like you're not this kind of person. This is who you are, you know. When you cheer me up like that, it stirs up something within my spirit, and I begin to tell myself too that yes, you know, like you can't give up. So surround yourself with people who are kind. Honestly, when you see that you're being surrounded with kind people, run for your mental health sakes, right? And also, I would like to say something. Many are scared of death. Many are scared of death. But all souls shall taste death. Whether you live up to 80 years, whether you live up to 100 years or not. Ensure that you radiate so much. How do I say this? Ensure that get to a certain point in your life where you're not scared of dying. And that's because you've made an impact. Your impact might not be worldwide. Nobody knows you in your neighborhood yet, but if it's one person, you can actually make an impact on their lives. When you look back, like, you, if not for me, this person wouldn't have been. It's not like you're telling them where you're like, Really, I'm able to motivate somebody to go back to the university. I'm able to motivate somebody to start a craft. That's impact. As little as it might sound, it is an impact. So live an impactful life. All right. Once a social prefect is always a social prefect. I was a social prefect in my secondary school, my set. All right. And now that we have a group chat for my set, I also ensure that I carried that role from secondary school up till now. I message a lot of people, how you doing? Hope you're good, hope you're fine, how's your family? People need to be checked on. Others might feel is too kidney, but you know why you are doing it. You're not doing it because you want to get info from anybody. You're just doing it because it is what humanity is all about. Okay? So please take all of these things. I'm sorry it's a long video. So I hope I've been able to say some things that have touched you in a way. And also, if there are other things you want to share with me, I welcome it in the comment section. Please share your thoughts. Share something that life has brought to you that you want to extend to other people. Just please share. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to bringing more videos like this and also interviewing other people and bringing it to your views. Thank you. Until next time, please. Kindness is essential in relationships. Stay kind, be kind, and do kind things to people. Bye.